Jesus and his disciples are breaking all kinds of rules. They had a rule, literally, you cannot travel more than 1,999 paces. Some of you marathon runners would be in a lot of trouble on Sundays. You can laugh at your sin. We'd be in some serious trouble, wouldn't we? So they came up with different rules on how to get around that. You weren't allowed to walk 2,000 paces from your property, so they would literally mark out their property bigger than it was with string so that they could extend where they could go. 1,000, so Jesus and his disciples are breaking that. They were reaping. You're not allowed to reap on the Sabbath. They were picking ears of grain to rub it together and to eat it because they were hungry. And that's what started this whole controversy. Later on, Jesus is going to heal a man with a withered hand, a non-life-threatening disease. In fact, Jesus is going to heal this man as an act of in your face to the Pharisees. And so Jesus is breaking all kinds of rules. Now, all the other conflicts Jesus had up until this point pale in comparison. This is when Jesus is really getting down to the idols that the Pharisees worshiped. You see, the Pharisees worshiped the Sabbath, not on the Sabbath. You get that? They worshiped the Sabbath, not on the Sabbath. And when Jesus starts to attack the Sabbath, starts to break their rules, they stop laughing. Isn't that how it is with our idols? When we get to our idols in our lives, we stop laughing. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, when I'm up here preaching, I can feel and see the change in a congregation when I start naming particular sins. I do this in my own life too as well. Now, if I don't do that, I don't love you. If I don't name the sins that we're struggling with, I don't love you. You might as well go to a different church. Go to a preacher who can preach boldly. But I can see the change. I can talk about pornography addiction and adultery and sins that a lot of you might not even struggle with. And you're okay with that. But when I start hitting on, and God in his word starts hitting on things that hit us where we live, we stop laughing, don't we? Well, the Pharisees stopped laughing. He said, you can eat with sinners. We'll kind of laugh at that a little bit. Don't attack our Sabbath. Don't attack where we live.